Hello everybody, it's me Keys back with a brand new video, and in today's video I'm finally reviewing Chucky Season 3, Episode 3. Sorry for a late video, I know it's been almost a week since the episode's been out. Normally I like to do them like the day after, but I've been out of town, and thankfully my cousin was kind enough to allow me to come to our house, use our Wi-Fi, so I could get this all done. Had a bit of computer issues too, but everything's fixed. So with all that being said and done, let's get right into this review. All right, so Chucky season 3, episode 3, titled Jennifer's Body. This is the second to last episode before the mid-season finale. As we all know, unfortunately, due to the writer strike, which has ended, but also the actor strike, that has ceased production, and so they split the season in half. So next, this coming Wednesday's episode is going to be the mid-season finale. Now, this episode, titled Jennifer's Body, as I believe I said, shows what leads up to Chucky being in the White House. Like, how did he get there? It's been a question that's been on everybody's mind. Like, we know he has to kill 6 people, but why? At first, I was thinking maybe he had some kind of connection to the president, maybe the president's wife, because we know, like, Chucky, he he likes to finish stuff he started way long ago. So maybe he happened to know this guy when he was alive. I'm not really sure what age the president is. He might be younger than Chucky, perhaps. But this episode finally reveals everything. It starts off where season 2 ended. We see Chucky, dressed up in the wedding dress, when he was disguised as the Belle doll. He's about to kill Tiffany, and the cops show up. Nika, surprisingly, because it had to be her, she called the cops. If y'all remember from the season 2 finale, Nika had called Tiffany while they were in New York and knew exactly where she was. Even made a comment about her hair because Tiffany was like in disguise and everything, or at least trying to be. Not very well. And Nika said she was coming for her, and then like we see Tiffany try to put her soul in the Belle doll. Of course, it's Chucky in disguise, so it doesn't work. So the cops show up. Chucky goes doll mode. Caroline grabs him, runs away, and Tiffany gets arrested. There's a whole scene with Nika chasing after Caroline and Chucky, and of course Chucky gets Caroline to run down some stairs, which Nika can't go down. So of course Chucky, being his usual dick self, a comment saying like, "Cat got your legs, Nika." And this episode was probably like one of my favorites from the season so far because finally, like, the first 2 episodes were great. It's a lot of like mystery. You don't really know what's going on. Chucky sneaking around. He's stalking and killing people and everything. But this episode was really one where Chucky was like up front and center because we really got into the reason of why he's in the White House. So what happens is Chucky takes Chucky and Caroline. They get a cab. They make plans to kill the people that uh, kill Chucky's enemies that got away and everything, right? Like Andy, Kyle, of course, Lexi, Devin, and Jake. I don't know why I wanted to say Jacob, but that wasn't it. I don't know why the name escaped me there for a second. And of course, um, there's a great scene while they're in the cab where they discussing, killing people. And Keenan Thompson, he had a role. He played the taxi driver. Very awesome. Loved every minute of it.
Hey, how's it going back there?
I'm fine.
Yeah? Well, you got a very interesting toy there. Where'd you get it?
Oh, Chucky's one of a kind.
Hmm. So, what are you guys talking about?
Killing people.
The fuck? All right, you know what? I'm sorry, little girl, but you're gonna have to find a different ride. Your little doll friend over there is freaking me out now.
Really, really loved Keenan in that role. Great. I like the death he had was so messed up and so violent that, in fact, all the deaths, even the one that wasn't real, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. Okay. Um, his death was the most violent one of all. Like maybe except for like the non-real one, which I'll get to in a second. Like I said. But I wondered, like when I saw it, I'm like, that death was so crazy. I wonder if Keenan Thompson asked them, asked the showrunners and Don Mancini, to kill him in the most violent way, because being a huge fan of Chucky, and if that was ever getting a chance to be killed by Chucky, I would ask for the most violent death. I'd be like, just make it hardcore. Go as far as you can go with it. So I kind of wonder if Keenan did that. But awesome, very cool cameo appearance by him and everything. He's not the only Saturday Night Live alum alum Saturday Night Live star that's going to be appearing in this. Sarah Sherman, I believe her name is. Um, she played Chucky in a SNL skit a couple years ago. That you can find on YouTube. She also has a role. Might be next episode because I don't think we've seen her yet. I may be wrong. She's not really somebody I'm familiar with, but we'll see. We'll see. Probably next episode. Yeah. So back to this episode. We have Chucky comes to realization. Uh, he discovers that he is aging. Chucky is getting old. Um, He has no idea what is happening. He wakes up from a dream, and you know what? Let's talk about that dream. As you can see from the title, um, I have a lot of opinions on this. Um, there is a scene where Chucky kills Andy, and it is very brutal. He has him all tied up. He stabs him repeatedly in the chest. He literally stabs him repeatedly in the face with a big giant butcher knife. And when I first watched this, my mouth was agape. I was like I couldn't believe they did it, and I had a feeling it was gonna be a fake out, which it turned out to be. It turned out to be a dream, but oh man, they did it so well and everything, and I'm glad. Like I had two emotions going through me when it was revealed that it was just a dream that Chucky was having. So one emotion was oh my god, I can't believe they did that. Kind of like, oh my god, Don Mancini trolled the hell out of us. That we can't believe they did that. Another one was like satisfaction that it was all a dream. I guess like I was kind of like upset. I was kind of upset and not upset at the same time. Um, because I think Andy should have his happy ending. Just move on from Chucky, let Jake, Devin, and Lexi deal with him. They're the new kids on the block, and just let them deal with him and everything. But it is what it is. Don Mancini, I think he's gonna let Andy live, but I think he knew this was going to be something like that was really going to shock the fans, especially because it turned out not to be real. Um, how do you feel about the Chucky killing Andy dream sequence? Did you like it? Were you shocked about it? Did you kind of figure that it was, fake? I was kind of wondering from the trailers for the episode if it was fake because, trailers, um, the way they edit things, they can make something look like another. So I thought, okay, maybe if it's real, Andy will probably escape somehow. I don't know how, but of course that didn't happen. Chucky killed Andy, but not really. And so that was the whole thing. That was fun. So, like, after this dream sequence, Chucky wakes up. He finds that his hair's falling out. He has crow's feet. Um, he uh, looks up in the book, Voodoo for Dummies, what to do if my vessel is aging. tries to transfer his soul into Caroline's body. So the strange thing is, whenever he transfers his soul or, says the chant, what we're used to, we see like storm clouds and, thunder and stuff. That doesn't happen. Turns out he has to go see a doctor, but not just any doctor. Chucky has to go see a voodoo doctor. So this leads into a very hilarious scene where Chucky and Caroline are sitting in, what appears to be a very normal like doctor's waiting office. And when I first saw the scene, I was a bit like perplexed because I was watching it and they're in what looks like a regular doctor's waiting office, right? And Chucky's not in dull mode. He's just kind of chilling, looking around and everything, and nobody's reacted to him. Turns out, uh, Chucky is seeing a voodoo doctor, uh, and but it's just they play it off as if like, the dude's just a normal doctor. It's just he's a voodoo doctor, but everything seems normal. And they kind of were inspired a little bit by Beetlejuice. Don Mancini said in an interview, with the waiting room scene. There's a guy that has like a box, and the box is shaking. And a lady next to him asks him like, "What's in it?" And he says, "My ex-wife." So it's a bit of a silly scene, and that leads us into a Chucky like a hospital gown. The doctor's checking him out. Uh, checks his eyes. Gives him a full-on physical. And everything. And we find out that because of the exorcism that Chucky went through last season, uh, Damballa, the deity that he worships and everything, has abandoned him. He's been touched by what the doctor calls Christian magic, and Damballa has forsaken him and left him. So he has none of Damballa's power, right? The only thing he can do is sacrifice six people to Damballa in the most evil place that he can find. So Chucky and Caroline, they head to what Chucky figures out is the most evil place. Chucky says all evil places tend to be Dutch colonials, and the first place they go to is the Amityville house. This was a very fun scene. It was very fun seeing the Amityville house. Wasn't expecting that. You know, it's cool. I really thought the scene was cool. And Chucky goes there, massacres a bunch of people. Nothing works. He says a little chant. Nothing works. He's still getting old. So that would leads to them going to the White House. So Chucky gets help from Caroline. She gives him some makeup, and they get into the White House. Well, Chucky gets into the White House. I'm kind of confused as to what they seem to be staying in a hotel room. I assume Chucky is doing something to you know to where Caroline can stay wherever she's staying. I don't want to. I was gonna say Chucky's doing something to make sure she's safe because the relationship between Chucky and Caroline was very fun to watch this episode. Uh, Caroline definitely needs some kind of professional help because she's seen some mess. She's seen Chucky kill a taxi driver with an umbrella, massacre 8 people in the Amityville house, and now she's helping him get into the White House and everything. So she's seen some like messed up things, so far, especially with like her dad being murdered and all that. Caroline definitely needs some kind of help, and but the relationship, uh, basically the love Chucky seems to show for her seems to be sincere, but most likely it's all manipulative and everything. But the scenes with those two were so great. Loved every 8 minute of it. Hope we get to see more, this season or like when the part 2 of the season comes out. I'm looking forward to that. Um, yeah, so finally we see Chucky gets in the White House and everything. There's a very funny scene where they're running like when they first bring him to the White House. Basically, what happens is the president's family. They're visiting the grave of their recent deceased son, and Henry finds Joseph, which Chucky is going by, sitting behind the grave of his brother Joseph, and that's how Henry gets him and everything. His mom decides to let him keep him, and when they bring him to the White House, they put him through like surveillance and all that, and he's literally going through the surveillance, and the guy is like checking it, and you can see like a human skeleton inside the doll and everything that's going through, and the guy's just like, huh. It's amazing what they can do nowadays, something like that. And he says, "You gotta love the attention to detail, right?" And it's just funny how like they don't think nothing of it. To them, like, okay, it's dull, it's not moving. So it's got a skeleton. Wow, they're getting really crazy with the attention to detail here. It's a very fun scene. Um, so yeah, so that's how Chucky got into the White House. That's the backstory. Now the that was pretty much the A plot, the A story for this episode. The B plot was Jennifer Tilly, uh, but really Tiffany Valentine on trial. As you know, Jennifer Tilly's been wanted for murder. She got arrested at the beginning of this episode. We see her on trial, and it's very funny seeing like the kids' reactions. Calling her crazy and stuff. My favorite was Nika's whole deal. Uh, of course, she's found guilty. She tries to plead insanity. She tells everybody that she's really Tiffany, which as the audience and as Nika and the kids know, is the truth. But her defense lawyer tries to like get her off on insanity, saying like, "Oh, she starred in that movie Chucky Goes Psycho, which is a movie like in the Chucky universe that they made that they were making a seed of Chucky, right?" And she's like, Jennifer Tilly, played Tiffany in that movie, and she got so deep in the role, she went crazy, and now she can't differentiate between, Jennifer Tilly, the actress, and Tiffany, the role. Of course, as I said, we all know that's actually Tiffany. So she's found guilty and everything and sentenced to death. And one of my other favorite scenes was when Nika rolls up to her and it's like I'm gonna watch you die, and I'm gonna roll around all over on your grave, okay? And Tiffany's like, okay, and Nick is just like, it's a date. It's one of my favorite scenes of the whole show. I love Fiona Durf as Nika. Uh, Still upset that she had her limbs cut off. I think that was going a bit too far, but I guess like. I don't know. I think they could have done something else with her besides cut her limbs off, but it is what it is. But very fun episode. Loved every minute of it. Um, so rating wise, I'm gonna give this episode a 10 out of 10. I really didn't like that Don Mancini trolled us. Please don't do that again. Or if you do, do what you want, Don. But that was a little too much for me. I was a little taken aback by that. Sorry guys, this is gonna be it for the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. I will be uploading this along with three other videos today. So hope you all enjoy them, have fun. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one.